In this video, we will be solving this question, which says consider a Cobb-Douglas production function fxy, x to the power a, y to the power b, and a, b are constants defined for x positive and y positive. Prove that f is concave if and only if it exhibits constant or decreasing returns to scale. So the major catch here is if and only if. That means we have to prove in both the directions. So essentially the question is asking us to prove that f is concave if and only if constant or decreasing returns to scale. So which means we have to prove in this direction as well as in this direction. So let's begin. Firstly, I am proving when function is concave, then it exhibits a constant or decreasing returns to scale. And I will be doing that by contradiction. So let's assume f exhibits increasing returns to scale, which means f lambda x lambda y should be greater than lambda of fxy. In our case, fxy is x to the power a and y to the power b. F of lambda x lambda y would be lambda x to the power a and lambda y to the power b, or lambda to the power a plus b multiplied by x to the power a and y to the power b, and this is nothing but fxy. So your f lambda x lambda y is equal to lambda a plus b fxy, and by our assumption your function exhibits increasing returns to scale, which means this. And if that is the case, then your lambda to the power a plus b should be greater than lambda to the power 1, or a plus b should be greater than 1. This is one of the results which we'll be using at later stage of the proof. So do keep this thing in mind. Now we have a theorem. Let z is equal to fxy be a function with continuous partial derivatives of first and second order defined over a open convex set x in the plane. Then your function is concave when f double prime 1 is less than 0 or equal to 0, f double prime 2 is less than equal to 0, or this is greater than or equal to 0. And the function is concave when this is positive, and this is also positive, where all the inequalities should hold throughout S. So let's use this definition. Your first derivative with respect to x is a, x to the power a minus 1 y to the power b. Similarly, your fy is b, x to the power a, y to the power b minus 1. Now again differentiating this with respect to x, that would be a multiplied by a minus 1, x to the power a minus 2, y to the power b. And differentiating this with respect to y, I will get b, b minus 1, x to the power a, y to the power b minus 2. And differentiating this with respect to y will give me this, or differentiating this with respect to x will give me this. And by Young's theorem, these both are equal. So your fxy is equal to fyx, which is equal to ab, x to the power a minus 1, y to the power b minus 1. Now for f to be concave, it should be the case that this is negative, and we'll see that the determinant should be positive. Your f double prime x is this, and for this should be negative. We already know that your x and y are positive, which means x to the power a minus 2 will also be positive and y to the power b will also be positive. So this is positive, this is positive. For this entire expression to be negative, we want that this should be negative, that is this. So for this to be negative, there are two cases. When this is positive and this is negative, or this is negative and this is positive. So let's assume when your a is negative and a minus 1 is positive, which means that your a is less than 0 and a is greater than or equal to 1. And note that this is AND case. I want that these two conditions should hold simultaneously. It shouldn't be the case that if either one of them holds true, then our case is done. No, we want that both of these conditions should be true, and thus your a cannot be less than 0 and greater than 1 at the same time, so this case is not possible. Let's consider case number 2, where a is positive and a minus 1 is negative. So here you have a is positive and a is less than 1 or equal to 1, which means your a belongs to 0 to 1, thus your a is positive. This is your second important result. Similarly, your f double prime y should be less than 0. As we discussed above that x, y are positive, then this will be positive and this will be positive, and for this to be negative, we want that this should be negative, and that would lead to two cases where one is negative and one is positive. So here your b is negative and b minus 1 is positive. Again, this is not possible. And your case number 2, when b is greater than or equal to 0 and b minus 1 is less than or equal to 0, then you have a scenario where b belongs to 0 to 1 closed interval. Now the last step, where for the function to be concave, this determinant should have a positive value. Putting the values of f double prime x, f double prime xy, f double prime yy, you will get this. And after calculating the value of the determinant, that is this multiplied by this minus this multiplied by this. So that is this minus this should be greater than or equal to 0 for the function to be concave. Now after simplifying, you would get that ab 1 minus a minus b x to the power 2a minus 2 y 2b minus 2 should be greater than or equal to 0 for the function to be concave. Now a belongs to 0 to 1, b belongs to 0 to 1 from our previous results. Again x, y are positive, so this is also positive and this is also positive. And from this we get that a and b are also positive, which means this should be positive. That is 1 minus a minus b should be greater than or equal to 0. That is a plus b should be less than 1. But when we assume that function has increasing returns to scale, we got the result that a plus b is greater than or equal to 1. And here we are getting that a plus b is less than or equal to 1, which is a contradiction. Thus, our initial assumption was false. Hence, your function exhibits a constant or decreasing returns to scale. Now moving to the second part of the proof, where constant or decreasing returns to scale implies your concavity. So by definition of constant or decreasing returns, we know that f lambda x lambda y should be less than equal to lambda fxy. Now substituting the values of the function, that is f lambda x lambda y, which is equal to lambda x to the power a, lambda y to the power b, that is lambda to the power a plus b x to the power a y to the power b, or lambda to the power a plus b fxy. And since it exhibits a decreasing returns to scale or a constant returns to scale, so that will be less than or equal to lambda fxy. Or I can say that lambda to the power a plus b is less than equal to lambda, which implies a plus b is less than equal to 1. Now since this function is Cobb-Douglas function, then a and b are positive. Here your a and b are both greater than or equal to 0, and you also know that a plus b should be less than or equal to 1, which means that a and b should belong to the interval 0 to 1. With all this information at hand, we want that a function should be concave, and according to the theorem, a function is concave when these three conditions are satisfied. So let's work with them one by one. Your first condition is f double prime x, that is this, and we know that xy is greater than 0, so this is also positive, this is positive. You have this is positive, and a belongs to 0 to 1, which means this is also positive. Now for this entire term to be negative, we want that a minus 1 should be negative. Now we already know that a belongs to 0 to 1. If I subtract 1 throughout, 0 minus 1 is less than a minus 1 is less than 1 minus 1, or minus 1 is less than equal to a minus 1 is less than equal to 0, which means your a minus 1 is negative and this is negative. This means that f double prime x is negative. So your first condition is satisfied. Now let's work with the second condition. This proof is very similar to f double prime x. So instead of a, we will be working with b. Now again, this is positive, and this is also positive, as b belongs to the 0 to 1 brackets, which means it's positive. So this is positive, and we want that f double prime y should be less than 0, which means that this term should be less than 0. And we know that b belongs to 0 to 1. So if I subtract 1, I will get that b minus 1 is between minus 1 and 0, which is negative, which means, so this is negative. So we have 3 positives and 1 negative, which means the product would be negative, and hence your double derivative is negative with respect to y. And last, the final condition, that the value of this determinant should be positive, and as calculated in the previous proof, that value of this determinant is nothing but this. So again, this is positive as x and y are positive, and AB are also positive as AB belongs to the closed bracket of 0 to 1. This is positive, 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 positive. For this entire expression to be positive, I want that this term should be positive. And we already know by the property that the function exhibits constant to decreasing returns to scale that a plus b is less than 1, which means that 1 minus a minus b is greater than or equal to 0, which means that this term is positive. So the entire product would be positive, or the value of this determinant is positive, which means that your function is concave. Hence proved.